All right, in this video, I'm going to show you how to create what we call a contact sheet in Lightroom. Your contact sheet is going to give me your exposure information in one nice place. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and import our photos. We're going to flag them. We are not going to edit them yet. Do not edit your photos until after you create your contact sheet. All right, so after we've flagged them, we're gonna go ahead and go up to the print module up at the top. If you're not seeing print module, if you're not seeing your modules up here, you're gonna make sure that this tab is open. This tab, there's arrows on every single side of Lightroom that will collapse your tabs, okay? You just click on them to open them up if you're not seeing this. All right, so we're gonna go to the print module and we're gonna adjust some settings. Okay, so the first setting is going to be, we're gonna make sure none of these buttons are checked, okay? We don't want them checked. If you're not seeing image settings, you just open, anytime you don't see something that I'm showing, there's an arrow, you click it and it'll point down. That will open it up, okay? We don't need anything showing here. We're gonna go to layout and we're gonna adjust this to 7 rows. So you can either use this slider to adjust it to 7 or you can type in the number right here, okay? The next thing is we are going to go ahead and leave your cell size to whatever the default is because it's gonna adjust in just a second. We're gonna go down to guides and we're gonna click on show guides. We don't need rulers, we don't need page bleed, we don't need margins and gutters. Okay, we're gonna leave image cells because without image cells, it won't separate it. And I think it looks nicer when it's separated. Okay, then you're gonna go to page and we're going to create an identity plate eventually. So maybe we should do that now. No, actually let's not. Okay, so we're gonna go down to where it says photo info. So everything else under page right now should not be checked, okay? We're gonna go to photo info and we're gonna click on this arrow and we're gonna go to edit. We're looking for the EXIF data. You're gonna click, make sure exposure is checked in this first box. Then we're gonna click on this second box and you're gonna click ISO speed rating. And then you're going to, let's see, check on this third box and we're gonna go to, what else should we check here? Let's go to metering mode and that might help me get some information on if anything is wrong with your photo. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and hit done. All right, so EXIF, click on exposure, ISO, and metering mode, and then we're gonna hit done. All right, so what that does, it gives me all of the information. We're gonna select all of our photos, so click on the first one, do Command A to select all, and it's gonna list all of your images right here. And right below, you can tell me, or you can see, it tells me what your shutter speed, what your ISO was, and what your f-stop is, all right? This is going to allow me to make sure that you shot all 7 photos at the proper exposure. So you're gonna navigate to where it says print job. You're gonna make sure where it says print to, we're gonna change this from a printer to JPEG file. You're gonna make sure this is all unchecked. So if it's checked, go ahead and click off of it. We're gonna go ahead and make sure your profile is set to sRGB. If it is not, go ahead and open up the arrows and click on sRGB, and then you're gonna hit print to file. All right, when you are in your Google Drive, right? So I go to Google Drive, I go to My Drive. If this looks like this, you're gonna open this arrow. This will open this up. So go to Google Drive, go to My Drive, find your photo folder, photo class. We're gonna create a new folder and we're gonna name it Spooky Ambiance, okay? And then you're gonna create, actually you don't need to create another one. And then you're gonna name this first initial, last name, _ spooky. And then go ahead and hit save. And when you get into Classroom after you're done editing your photo, you're going to turn this in and then your best image. Okay, so you're going to go, now you can go back and you're going to pick your best photo. Remember, we're looking for spooky ambiance, right? So like we want it to look kind of scary. We don't want it to look like this because that's like fully lit, right? We're looking for something spooky. Okay, so and when you're working, you may need to adjust your lights a little bit. You may need to raise them up or down using something in the Classroom to lift them up, to highlight more of the face. But when you're done, you're gonna go ahead and edit. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna crop out everything from the background. So I don't want anything distracting in my background, like my lights or anything that's white. So I'm gonna go ahead and crop it and just hit return. And then I'm gonna do some editing, right? So we want it to be spooky. So I'm gonna highlight it just a little bit, maybe pull up some shadows just a little. So just very minimal editing, okay? We want it to be like scary. We don't wanna blow these lights out, okay? So when you adjust it, don't make it look like that. That's not what we're going for. We wanna still be able to see that yellow flicker in the light right there. If you need to, you can go in and use your brush tool. So if you click on this setting and you go to brush, if you wanted to lighten this up just a little bit, pull out these shadows. So I'm gonna click and just kind of draw around this. And this gives me like, it's called a mask, okay? So it creates a mask. And what I can do is I can hide it. So I'm gonna click on uncheck show overlay so I can't see that red. I can come down here now and maybe adjust the shadows a little bit, okay? The highlights just a little, okay? So something like that. So we're not looking for something super crazy. Just pull up those shadows just slightly. We still want it to be kind of scary, right? We want it to look like a spooky scene. And then maybe you could give it some post-crop vignetting. This kind of puts that. We don't want to do white around the edges. We're gonna do, I like to do black because it gives us a black border around our edge. And then for me, that would be it. Then I would just export this single photo. So I just don't select anything else, just select this one, the one that you choose to export, and then export, put it in your spooky ambiance folder that we just created, and hit choose, uncheck the put in subfolder. We're gonna rename it to spooky final, and let's scroll down. Everything else is gonna stay the same, and then just hit export. Okay, so that is all you are gonna do for this assignment. You're just adjusting your ISO and then doing some slight editing, some cropping, and then you're gonna turn in your contact sheet and your single image, so 2 files.